Namaste. Welcome to a very special discussion today with Shri Nandakumar ji on Prajna Pravaha and also about Lokmanthan, a great program that is planned in Bhagyanagar in November. Nandakumar ji is a very senior pracharak from Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. He originally hails from Kerala, but then he has held several positions even at the All India level. Currently, he is the national level Akhila Bharatiya convener for an intellectual movement called as Prajna Pravaha. So we shall hear from him what does Prajna Pravaha do, and as part of their activities, they are doing wonderful program called Lokmanthan. Already 3 editions have happened, and the 4th edition is planned to be held in Bhagyanagar. So what is the purpose of Lokmanthan, and how is it targeted? Who are the targeted audience, and what is it that Prajna Pravaha wants to achieve through this particular program? We shall talk to him, discuss with him and understand this so that the narrative war that is going around in the country can be properly addressed by nationalists. Welcome, sir. Nandakumar ji, namaste.
Namaste.
Nandakumar ji, it is a pleasure that you have spared your time to come and discuss this very important topic with us and with our audience. And so we are all very thankful to you for this.
Namaskar, Giridhar ji.
You have a wonderful responsibility of handling this negative narrative that is going on against the country, our Sanatana Dharma, our culture, civilization, and our very ethos and our identity. And so Prajna Pravaha has been doing wonderful work in this across the country. Could you please explain to our audience what exactly is the purpose of Prajna Pravaha and how is it working in the country?
Namaskar, Giridhar ji, and also all the viewers of Nationalist Hub channel. And I am very much grateful to you all to give me an opportunity to explain about the movement Prajna Pravaha and also Lokmanthan. Okay, Prajna Pravaha is a nation first thinkers and academicians and intellectuals movement totally committed on the nationalist spirit, civilization, culture, customs and our great history, our scientific heritage and all. See, here in Bharat there is a tendency to ridicule, to darken, to tarnish everything Bharat. What all are being related to Bharat is being sidelined by so-called intellectuals or the professional intellectuals of Bharat. That's why after getting freedom even, after 1947 August 15th even, we are not able to focus upon our own ethos and cultural background. And every nation can only improve as that nation when it is focused or centered on their own civilization. Otherwise, they will become some other carbon copies of some other modern Western nations or anything, whatever it may. As far as Bharat is concerned, we were suffering for long decades and even century just after the invasion of the Mughal invasion and also the colonial invasion. We were not able to enrich, enlighten our own citizens in the way wherein which our age-old traditions were doing. And of course, we hope when we got independence, we would be able to concentrate upon that and we can go ahead. But unfortunately, it never happened. So, Prajna Pravaha, an intellectual movement, a nationalist intellectual movement, was started in 1987, totally committed to reinvent or refocus upon our own cultural moorings, our roots and everything. And also we have got a rich heritage of Bharatiya knowledge system, Bharatiya Jnana Parambara. But it was also been neglected for long decades. Because of Prajna Pravaha and other intellectual nationalist movements' effort, we are proud to say that now Bharat is taking a great turn towards our own roots, and we ourselves are reinventing who we are. This is the main purpose, and for that purpose, we have selected topics and studying the topics, rigorous research are being done on it, and also contents are being, or theses are being created, and it is being disseminated to the last person standing in the last line of the society. That is the main work of Prajna Pravah. And again, because of our continuous efforts, Prajna Pravah has got units right from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, right from Kutch to Kamrup, and even outside Bharat, in America, in England, wherever Hindus and Bharatiyas are there, so many units, so many research centers and study groups were formed abroad also.
But Nandakumar ji, the leftist cabal keeps accusing us or accusing organizations like Prajna Pravaha that you are trying to take the society back to medieval ages or olden ages rather than pushing it to modernity, and that you are trying to saffronize the whole narrative. How do we counter such a kind of a thought process?
See, this cabal or these type of allegations made by this camp, this leftist camp, is not a new phenomenon. Right from the beginning of the Communist Party in Bharat, they were all concentrating their or aiming their guns on the cultures or the civilization of this great nation. This is not new phenomenon, first of all. Second thing, as far as their propaganda is concerned, you know, they are a frustrated chunk of people. They lost everything. Politically, they are nowhere. That's one thing. Yes, of course, in the intellectual field and in the academicians field, there are still some leftists existing, and they are continuously attacking Bharatiya thought system, Bharatiya Jnana Parambara. Everything is being attacked by them. But you know, only through concerted efforts, only engaging them with the proper reply, we can answer these type of allegations and all. Prajna Pravah, we proudly say that Prajna Pravah is doing that work. I'm not saying that it is to counter leftist alone. We have to place before the public the positive narrative. As far as the creative narrative of this great nation is concerned, till now, it has been blackened or darkened or sidelined by these guys, but now it has been mainstreamed, and through that great grand narrative of Bharat, this leftist cabals you have said, or this allegation which they are making without any base, it can be demolished. Already so many things. For example, I am saying, see, they are continuously attacking physically also in Kerala, in Bengal, in Tripura, and everywhere, wherever communist people are strong enough to attack the nationalist elements. See, with the intellectual support of Prajna Pravah, the nationalist element have conducted a great propaganda, great prachar exercise some 4 or 5 years back, and you know, the leftists were taken aback. They were pushed back to the wall now, and their own followers started asking them, why you are claiming you ourselves as peacemakers or peace-loving people, and for people's friendly party, why you are attacking Hindus only? These questions were asked. None other than Prakash Karat was faced with these questions. Okay, the point, I am just giving you an example. So, even in the textbooks and in the curriculum, there were so many leftist false informations, negative information, distortion of the history, Ari Dravidaism parts were there. But because of the continuous efforts, I am not saying that Prajna Pravah alone have done it or led it. All the intellectual movements having the nationalist base have countered it very well, and most of them are now in the verge of removing from the textbooks and all. So these all aspects we can see it as a success of Prajna Pravah or nationalist movement. See, even in abroad, you know, some 3 or 4 years back, there was a movement to dismantle Hindutva. Some foreign universities, leftist professors and academicians, even from Bharat also tried to participate in it. See, Prajna Pravah with its limited strength countered it very well, and it ended up in a damn skip affair. It was totally failed in that way. So, Prajna Pravah is effectively countering this leftist movement. Now, the nationalist forces they are having the upper hand in this narrative war. That's my conclusion regarding that particular question.
Nandakumar ji, there is this program called Lokmanthan, which is kind of a very important program that Pragya Pravah does. If I'm not wrong, you have already done 3 such programs.
Yes.
And maybe you can explain to our audience what were the last 3 episodes about, what are the areas that was focused on, and then which are the places where these 3 previous episodes happened.
See, Lokmanthan, in one line it can be explained as it's a colloquium of nation-first thinkers and practitioners. It's a stage provided for thinkers and practitioners. You must have seen so many such seminars of professional intellectuals, professional academicians. And also you must have seen so many exhibitions for the tribal people or the lok artists, indigenous people. But you must not have seen both these groups having a nation-first thinking, coming together on one stage or under one umbrella, thinking about the nation's prosperity, progress and everything. See, nowadays seminars, we haven't got a dearth of seminars, intellectual seminars. Many a times these people are coming to some AC rooms or halls and discussing about all matters under the sky and above the earth. But after that they will all go after getting their allowance or the travelling expense or all those things. Nothing is happening after that. And also in these so-called folk exhibitions or folk festivals, the so-called urban people go there. The city dwellers will go there, and as a token of favor, they will purchase some 15 rupees matter which has been created or some lok art or something. We are thinking that enough is we have done enough for them, but it will not work anything in favor of both these groups or the intellectual world. As far as Bharat is concerned, our scriptural references are also there. Both these groups, the so-called city dwellers and also the so-called village, mountain or forest dwellers, came together always for the development of the nation, Rashtra and the society. That's our habit. Even to the extent, the so-called city dwellers, so-called modern educated people, go to forests for their higher studies. Our higher studies centers were all there. Higher studies in the sense, not saying about the secular knowledge. This so-called secular knowledge can be attained through some universities situated in the cities. At that time also, Nalanda, Takshashila and all. But the true education never ended there. If a person has to attain the ultimate knowledge, they have to go to the Aranyakas. So, the knowledge centers were Aranyakas in our ancient period. It shows, and again I would like to say, when Sri Rama went to forest, he was not at all. Anyway, he's never denied or never stopped prostrating before Shabarima or giving namaskara or hugging to Guha. Sri Ramji considered them as equals to them. That is our tradition. That's our Bharat's history. See what happened after this colonial invasion, colonial advent. After that, there was a big gap formed in between the so-called city, and again I am saying, 2 groups were formed just like what is there in West. In West, there is a clear demarcation there. The so-called modern educated city dwellers never considered the forest dwellers as equal to them. They never considered them as human beings even. Many cases were there, many incidents were there, wherein which even the High Supreme Court have given the decree that for murder case even 2 punishments were there. If a group has killed a person, when the murder case is being considered in the court, all the white persons or the city dwellers were acquitted, and the others, the black or the forest dwellers, were given punishment. What was the reason? It is clearly mentioned in the judgment of America. It has been clearly mentioned that why I am giving this judgment, the white are only the human beings. That means others are animals or something like that. So in this way, in West, there was a clear demarcation. There was a gap. There is no role of this so-called folk or lok in the nation's building exercise. So they practiced it in their colonies also. When they came here, Bharat, they tried to create that divide here also. They want to divide Bharat. And they, through some legal measures, through the education, denying their forest even. The forest products were also being denied from them. All these aspects were being done, and the so-called people who were living in the villages, remote villages, mountains and forests were slowly, they became alienated from the mainstream, that prayoga, that usage itself is not that good as far as Bharat is concerned. There is no mainstream as such. Whole Bharat is one stream. But they made one mainstream and one another people who were living in the forest and all. Their culture, their civilization, their art form, their science, their system for their own judiciary, their own justice method, their own redressal measures, all are most modern and most effective. It was considered in the ancient period, but once this gap was made, all their practices were considered as backward, are all andhavishwasa, all the kyanusi. In this way, we started looking at them. So as far as Bharat's strength is concerned, this major group in the art field, in the cultural field, in the scientific field, I would like to say, we can see many tribals which were able to create iron from iron ores or some stones. They were able to create most scientific and most advanced steels they were able to make. Even now they are making. But we never consider them as scientists. We never recognized them as technologists. They have got that technology, they have got that science, everything. So, this Prajna Pravah and also some other, I have already mentioned about the nationalist movement, they all came together and thought about to create a bridge in between these two groups. And also, through that gap is to be filled. I have already said, the real stream is to be flowed again. For that purpose, Lokmanthan has started. First Lokmanthan was in Bhopal, the headquarters of the capital of Madhya Pradesh. It was in 2016, and that was with the message decolonizing Indian mines. Indian mines are to be decolonized, and the Indian mines are to be transformed into Bharatiya mines. India is to be transformed into Bharat. So for that purpose, decolonization is necessary. Every nation which were freed out of colonial rule, their first attempt was to decolonize themselves. Many of the nations have mentioned this decolonization exercise is the first need of our nation's free or independent life in their constitution itself. But it never happened in Bharat properly. But it is necessary to decolonize Indian minds to make them Bharat. So first Lokmanthan was totally concentrated on that particular theme, and it was a grand success. Though it was the first attempt, all over Bharat, almost all states were represented. And right from most modern educated people like Rajiv Malhotra to Agaria tribal community leader, they all came to one stage and delivered their feelings and experiences and thoughts to the public. That was the first thing. And it is a biennial event, it is a biennale in that sense. There were exhibitions and all those things were there. Second one, after 2 years, that was in 2018, it is the headquarters of Jharkhand. In Ranchi it was held. Because of the experiences we have got, it was an exemplary program which was held, and it was concentrating upon Bharat both. When you are decolonizing the mind become empty. It is to be filled up with something. That what should it be? That should be Bharat both. So it was concentrated upon Bharat both. Number wise and activity wise, it was a grand success. 2020 was the next program, but during 2020 the corona has affected the whole world, and we were postponed it, and it happened in 2022 in Guwahati. As far as the three Lokmanthans are concerned, this Assam, the participation of the general public was a huge success, I would like to say. More than 3.5 lakhs footfalls were there to see the exhibition, the cultural programs, and feel what really Bharat is. That was the Guwahati experience. So next one is 2024. Now here,
What was the theme for Guwahati, sir?
Guwahati, it was Lok Parambara. It was on Lok Parambara. And here in Bhagyanagar, Lok Avalokan, Vichar, Vyavahar, Vyavastha. This is the theme which has been approved for the Lokmanthan of Bhagyanagar 2024. It is going to be held in the Shilpakala Vedike, the most prestigious, iconic place as far as whole Bharat is concerned, as far as the cultural aspects and also the main theme, Lok, is concerned. I would like to say Bhagyanagar venue is the most appropriate venue ever had. So that program is going to be inaugurated on November 22, 23 and 24. On November 21, there will be a grand inauguration of the exhibition, Pradarshani, totally devoted to the Loka Parambara and also focusing upon the Telangana, Andhra, indigenous people's history, their contribution in the cultural renaissance of this great land, and also their contribution in the freedom struggle, independence struggle. Everything will be incorporated in the exhibition that will be inaugurated on 21. And in total, we can say November 21 to 24, 4 days grand gala cultural and extravaganza is going to be happened here in Bhagyanagar.
Can you explain what is the theme? You said Vichar, Vimarsh and Vyavastha. So what exactly is this Lokmanthan trying to target at?
So Lok Avalokan, the main theme. Lok is to be seen properly. Avalokan means seen. Avalokan means analyze. Avalokan means totally we have to think properly about that particular Lok. That is it. See, first sub point is Loka Vichar. That means I have already mentioned when I have talked about the Lokmanthan. See, Lok has got its own scientific heritage, its own philosophical background. And when we analyze it, when we see it, when we study it, we will find out that what which is being followed as the Vichar or the theory or the idea or the ideology of Lok, of the indigenous people, if you want to say the original local people, you will find out that the Vedanta and the Advaita philosophy and the thought behind the creation of this whole world as being really repeated, or the very same thought of the Lok people is being echoed in the Advaita principle or the so-called classic principles of Sanskrit and everything. So that first part is about knowledge base of Lok, that is Loka Vichar. Every aspect will be discussed there. And on the basis of that Vichar, or the knowledge or the wisdom of the Lok, how they behaved. Okay, thought is good. It has been echoed in their Lok Geet or Lok songs, Lok Kahaniya, Lok stories, Lok lore. I don't want to say folklore. It is Lok lore. The folk is not the actual translation. If I am not saying that it is ridiculing actually Lok. It is not the actual translation. Folk itself, what does it mean? If you are saying folk, to understand properly folk, what is the opposite of folk? Folk classic. Music, classical music. Folk opposite is classic. If you are reversing it, what is the opposite of classic? Non-classic. What is the opposite of scientific? Non-scientific. So, without mentioning that folk is barbaric, they are already put it in place that folk is a barbaric pagan consideration or the group of people. So, we are not saying that it is folk. So that's why I said I would like to say, if you want an English word, lore, not folklore. So this everywhere this is being echoed, this is being seen there in their vyavhar or their behavior. And third is loka vyavastha. What all systems they are made. These lok people, how some problem redressal system, it was in place there. In all communities, there are their own methods, their own panchayat methods. It was not necessary to go through the Indian constitution for them or the legal jurisprudence or all those things to solve their problem. They have got their own very good systems, their own agriculture method, their own most scientific usage of soil. They never exploit soil by doing the agriculture after and after. Every year, same crop is being cultivated in the same place. That is the method which we are using in the cities, in our agricultural field. But they never use it. Once they are cultivating one particular crop in one place, next time they will go to another place. They have got the right to go everywhere before these colonial laws were introduced here. So such systems, their own education system, their own cultural system, their own legal system, whether it was there, how it was gone, how we can regain it for them. These aspects will be discussed. That is lok knowledge, lok behavior and lok system. This is vichar, vyavhar and vyavastha. It will be discussed in detail. And also another important thing, the salient feature of Lokmanthan is that this will not be an intellectual affair alone in that way. It is not intellectual deliberations alone. There will be cultural expositions which is in the real line of this intellectual aspect. When you are saying Lok Vyavastha in an intellectual way, it will be exhibited through some nritta, through some customary practices also. So it is a grand mixture of Lok practices, Lok customary practices, and also Lok knowledge and the intellectual deliberation.
Nandakumar ji, who are the partners who are helping you in this? Is it done only by Prajna Pravaha, or are there any other organizations which are coming along with you in this effort?
Of course, it's a combined effort of all the nation first intellectual movements or organizations working in Bharat. In that way, Prajna Pravaha is taking the lead role. That doesn't mean it is an exclusive Karikram program done by Prajna Pravaha. Prajna Pravaha, because it is totally committed to this intellectual academic movement, so it is taking a lead role, of course. But Sanskar Bharati is an organization committed to Kala, art. So Sanskar Bharati is also a major partner. Sahitya, Agil Bharatiya Sahitya Parishad. Sahitya Parishad is an organization totally focusing upon the Bharatiya Sahitya Sanskriti, Sanskritic heritage and everything. I mean Sahitya. Another Vijnana Bharati, one which is totally working among the scientists about the Bharatiya Vijnan. So that Vijnana Bharati is also associated with this. Adhivakta Parishad. See, Adhivakta Parishad, which is it's an organization working among advocates of Bharat. So such major 6 or 7 organizations are working for it. And also this time, you will be happy to know, my dear viewers, that many foreign countries means those countries having this rich tradition of the ancient Bharatiya cultural connections, that nations will also be represented in this year's Lokmanthan. Especially, states like nations like Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, and also the adjacent countries like Burma, Myanmar, Indonesia, Bali area specifically. So the cultural leaders or art leaders of that areas are also being invited. They will also participate this time.
And who are all the major well-known personalities who have either endorsed this or are helping you or being partnering with you I don't know. I mean, I think normally these organizations, such programs will have some reception committee or something like that, right? Who are the big names that you can think of? You can share it with our audience.
See, one important thing which I would like to announce is that Dr. Mohan Bhagavat, Pujaniya Sarsangachalak of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha, will be here, will participate in the Lokmanthan for all the 4 days. That is the major thing which I would like to say. And in principle, Honorable, most respected Mata Amritanandamayi Devi of Amritanandamayi Matha has consented to participate in the inaugural session. And another important person who will participate in this function will be Rani Sukmawati. You may be knowing, Indonesian leader who some 4 or 5 years came back to Hindu Dharma. She will also participate. Already her consent has been given. And in the last Lokmanthan, our Honorable Rashtrapati Mahamahim, Rashtrapati Draupadi Murmuji has consented to participate, but because of some other reasons, because she at that time she was just started her Rashtrapati career, and that time it was not proper to start an official program in Pitru Paksha. So that's why she was not able to participate. This time we are expecting her also for the inaugural function. We are expecting, and that's it. Another thing, we are forming a proper reception committee. Hence now, all these 3 Lokmanthans, the host states were represented in the Lokmanthan. I mean, government itself was supporting us. We are supporting. That's why all the 3 chief ministers, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand and Assam, chief ministers were the president of the reception committee. This time, our cabinet minister, respected Krishan Reddy ji, we are expecting him to lead this reception committee. Many of the cultural leaders were approached, even army officers, major officers were approached, IS officers, Padma Puraskrit, many personalities who have approached, and Lok representatives, many of them. It will be announced information about that properly. So they are all consented to participate in the reception committee as active workers for this movement.
Nandakumar ji, who are all expected to be delegates, or who do you think should come here to be able to take the full benefit of Lokmanthan? Which are the targeted audience, if I may say so?
See, first and foremost thing is that it is open to all. I would like to say those who are committed to this local knowledge and Bharat's future, they can participate. But their registration is open and it is a transparent mechanism. It will be inaugurated tomorrow, that registration mechanism, that online registration system will be inaugurated tomorrow. Anyone can register, and because of the space constraint, there will be some limitation for the total number. But first come, first serve. That is the general method, one thing. Another thing is that we are inviting so many local artists, specialist artists and their groups to perform and participate in the Lokmanthan. And third group, Lok intellectuals. There are a lot of people who they are living in the most modern cities and everywhere, but they are totally committed to the Lok Sanskriti, Lok Kala, Lok Vigyan and all. For example, the great Dr. Kapil Tiwari ji, he is living in Bhopal, but he is a person totally immersed in Lok Vigyan and Lok Kala. So such personalities are also as guests, they are also being invited. And of course, the main organizations who were behind this Lokmanthan or last 8 years, they will have their delegates or the representative as delegates. So 2 type of registration will be there. Delegates from concerned organizations. They will be given some quota. They will participate. And along with that, there will be open registration for all. Inside Bharat and outside Bharat, they can register for this. There will be a nominal registration fees and all. That all details will be announced tomorrow in the Lokmanthan reception committee.
Wonderful, Nandakumar ji. If you have any final message you want to give to the potential participants or for the people of Bhagyanagar, or for that matter for the rest of the country as well, because though the event is in Bhagyanagar, what you suggested, it is for the whole country as well. So with this, in this regard, what is the kind of a message you want to give to all of them in terms of your thought process in doing this Lokmanthan, and how do you think they should benefit out of this?
See, first and foremost message which Lokmanthan gives, not by Nandakumar, Lokmanthan gives is that we all have to work earnestly. We have to commit ourselves to fill the gap in between the communities. That's the main thing. See, the basic, the most fundamental theory or value or philosophy of this great land, Bharat, is unity, integration. We are one. This message is to be given to each and every person of all communities. We shall not work for the division of this land. Nowadays, many people are working how to divide this nation on caste lines and creed lines and all those things. So, Lokmanthan is giving a message for the last several years, right from its inception. It is giving the message to the public that we have to think as one. So, for that matter, the major two groups, see, Lok and so-called classic, we shall not think in those lines. We must come together and we all strive for the development strength of this great nation. Rashtra progress, राष्ट्र का progress के लिए हम सब समर्पित होना, ये first and foremost thing which Lokmanthan is giving. For that matter, Bhagyanagar people are getting an opportunity to see, feel, experience the greatness of this nation, cultural background of this great nation. We are all educated people, but that doesn't mean that we know everything about our culture and our background. So, we are getting an opportunity to host and, of course, along with that, to learn, experience this matter. So, I would like to request peoples of Bhagyanagar to participate as far as you can, help in this organization, and also visit to the exhibition. Every day there will be cultural programs, there will be a lot of programs which you may not be aware about all, because so many other states are also participating. It's a great opportunity for you to feel this. So visit the exhibition hall and also support the organizers, and also how many of you can register and participate, it's up to you. You have got every right to participate in the program. That's what which I have to say to Bhagyanagar people. And as far as the whole nation is concerned, that was also part of your question. See, all population cannot participate in the program right here, but there will be online broadcasting of the whole program. Please watch it, follow it, and try to understand the greatness of this great bridging exercise. This colloquium's real message is to be, in a way, feel and understand through constantly watching, continuously following Lokmanthan.
Wonderful, Nandakumar ji. We wish you, your team, the delegates, the participants, and whoever is associated with this great program, all the very best and all the success. And may Ma Bharati help all of you to achieve your goals. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Giridhar ji. Thank you, Nationalist Hub.
So, thanks a lot for sparing your time to watch this video. As Nandakumar ji said, this is a great effort of bringing nation-first thinkers and nation-first practitioners onto one platform. And it's going to be a grand mela of 4 days of wonderful experience. There are going to be pradarshani's, there are going to be a lot of displays, there are going to be exhibition, there are going to be dramas, dance, music, and of course a lot of folk, or we shouldn't call the word folk, but people from the traditional backgrounds across the country are going to come participate. They're going to display their skills, their science, their way of life. So be part of this great movement, be part of this great event, and make this a grand success. Namaste.
Thank you.